Hi, Naturally Curly World. I'm Geraldine.
And I'm Alexandra.
And I'm Christina, and today we're talking about porosity.
So, do y'all know y'all's porosity?
I know my porosity. I have low porosity hair, Alex.
Okay. Okay, G.
And I'm high porosity because I color treat my hair. I had to figure out porosity when I bleached my hair, and then it was like, porosity!
And me, I'm medium, so nothing too spectacular about me. I'm pretty low maintenance, which makes sense. So
You have no problems. No problems at all.
Good for you.
So thanks to Aunt Jackie's for sponsoring this video. We are going to be trying out 3 different ways to find our porosity.
Once we figure out all of our porosity levels, we will be using Aunt Jackie's products to show you how to apply.
So stay tuned.
I have low porosity hair, and that means that my hair strands pretty much repel moisture. If you've ever seen roof shingles, you know that they're tightly packed together. They're just layered very close together. So that lets no moisture get into the roof and warp it, right? That's kind of how your hair strand is working if you have low porosity hair.
So I have medium hair porosity, which means that the cuticle is looser and it allows moisture to leave in and out, which also means that it holds great hairstyles. It's bouncy, resilient, and healthy.
So I have high porosity hair. I actually have high porosity in some areas and lower porosity in others because I have highlights. High porosity hair means that the cuticle is raised. A lot of the time when you have high porosity hair, you're just trying to nurse your hair back to health and making sure that you can actually retain some of the moisture that your hair needs in order to prevent split ends and breakage and frizz.
In order to even get to the point of determining if you have low porosity hair, you're gonna wanna take a test. So one of the ways you can do that is with a float test. Get yourself a bowl of water, and you're gonna see if your hair strand will actually sink or if it will float. If it does float at the top of the water, more than likely you have low porosity hair, and that's because those shingles are going to refuse and repel water. So I'm gonna take this bowl and I'm going to see what's going on with my head. So I'm just gonna pull out a little bit of hair. Boop. Before you do the float test, make sure that your hair is clean. That's how you're gonna get the best read. As expected, I have low porosity hair. Low porosity, tough, like me.
So I'm going to test my hair porosity by using the product test, and today I'll be using Aunt Jackie's Buttercream. And if I have low porosity, then my hair will not take the moisture, and then if I have medium or high, it will absorb the moisture. So I'm going to use just a little bit amount on my real hair. So just so y'all know, I'm rocking extensions right now, got my protective style. So this is my real hair on top. Oh wow, this texture is really good. It's really smooth. So as you can see, the product absorbs in my hair really well, so that confirms that I have medium porosity hair.
So the test that I'm gonna be doing is called the slip and slide test, and you actually take a strand of hair and then run your fingers up the strand of hair from the ends towards the roots. And if you had low porosity hair or maybe medium porosity hair, you probably wouldn't feel anything, it would be smooth. But for high porosity hair, you can kind of feel that it's a little bit bumpier. That's because the cuticle is raised. So I'm going to do it on some of my highlighted hair. I can feel that the strand just feels kind of rough. And these are also the strands that they don't want to curl. So that confirmed that I am high porosity.
Okay, so I'm gonna use Aunt Jackie's Coconut Cream Recipe Buttercream Intensive Moisture Sealant. Even though I have low porosity hair, this is good for people with medium and high porosities. I'm going to just do a real simple twist out so that once everything is out and floofy and zhuzhed, my hair will still be moisturized and beautiful. Girl, look at that.
I am now going to style my hair using the Curl Boss Gel. So I'm going to refresh my hair, get it a little damp before I start styling, just to make it a lot easier to style. So now that my hair is damp and it is detangled, I'm gonna rake through the Curl Boss Gel. So before I actually found out my porosity, I used to think that I was a girl that just loved like heavy creams and leave-ins, but actually my hair really loves gels, and this is really lightweight and it leaves my hair super defined, and I really like how it looks. And this gel is also pretty thick, so you actually don't need to use too much. Okay, so I am going to do a little twist to the front just to switch up my style. And it's a great way to like really blend this hair in, y'all, because when you are wearing extensions, the biggest thing is blending that real hair in like a boss, like for real. And it's super easy. I'll need about 4 bobby pins and we're good. So this is the finished look. Only took about 5 minutes, which is perfect when you don't have too much time. And now let it air dry.
So now I'm gonna do my normal wash and go, and I'm gonna use this Aunt Jackie's buttercream. This is actually exactly what I need because it's an intensive moisture sealant. When you have high porosity hair, your hair absorbs moisture a lot, sometimes too much, but it also loses moisture very easily. So you need to make sure that any moisture that you do add to your hair is sealed in so that throughout the day you don't experience frizz and moisture loss and, you know, that halo that we all get. So as a wavy, I probably wouldn't use something like a buttercream. This has shea butter in it if my hair wasn't color treated, but because I am high porosity, I find that something moisturizing like this can act as my moisturizer and as my styler. So I'm using a small amount of this buttercream. It is a stronghold product, so I don't want to use too much of it because my hair is still wavy and I don't want my hair to not curl. With waves, you really have to just be so gentle with them, otherwise they won't curl for you. So this is my finished look. I plopped, which is just piling your wet hair on top of your head and wrapping it in a t-shirt. And then I diffused it upside down. That's how I get my volume and make sure that my hair doesn't dry flat down to my head. And I'm really liking the definition that I'm getting. It feels better moisturized than it did earlier and just softer.
I'm back. My hair is dry. I'm going to take out the Bantu knot and the twist out, and I should have incredibly moisturized curls. I mean, my hair feels very soft. I like the definition, and I just like how my hair feels. You can't see the product. That's a win. That's a win for low porosity. Hey! So I got this pretty rad fro going on, and I am feeling very confident that at the end of this day, my fro is still gonna be super powerful. And I just wanna thank Aunt Jackie's for this amazing buttercream. Girl, oh, thank you so much, because my hair has life. Look at this fro. Look, I mean, can you deal with it? I can't deal with it. I can't believe this is happening. Was that too much?
Thank you to Aunt Jackie's for helping us determine our hair porosity and showing us the best products to use for every hair type.
If you still have questions about your porosity and how to figure out what it is, go ahead and talk to us in the comments below.
If you like this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We make these videos every week, so we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.